This round looks like to be an absolute blockbuster. Without further ado, let's get into it. This is my round 7 tips. Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, as always, on the Marshie.01 YouTube channel. As always guys, if you guys do end up enjoying the video, make sure you drop a like on the channel, hit that subscribe button. We're currently on our road to 1,000 followers right now. We hit 500 subs not that long ago. We're actually almost about to hit 600, so make sure you're a part of it, make sure you're along for the ride. And yeah, comment down below, share this video with your mates, and yeah, let's get into it. Let's just go off with what I got off last week with my tips. I tipped very poorly, all things considered. I got 3 correct, so look, most of those games were a 50-50 chance. I just got on the wrong side of the coin. Yeah. But look, in saying that, me tipping North to beat Hawthorn, what was I thinking? I genuinely don't know what I was thinking with that one. That was an easy one. I could have locked away, but no, I had to be rogue and try and pick North Melbourne. So look, that one's on me. But yeah, let's get on to it. Starting us off tomorrow night on Wednesday, we have a traditional clash now, it seems. Richmond going up against Melbourne in the Anzac Eve clash. Over the last couple of years, this game has turned into an absolute blockbuster. Just the atmosphere is so much different compared to it on Anzac Day. And I'm actually going to be at this game. I'm so excited. It's my first ever Anzac Eve and I just can't wait. Both teams are coming off the bye, so both teams will be pretty fresh. But, we all know Richmond's injuries. I think we're bringing in Jacob Hopper, but in reality, compared to what we have on the sidelines right now, yeah, it'll help, but we're going up against Gawn, Petrarca, Oliver, Viney. One of the best midfields in the competition at the moment. But look, the Tigers have shown all year they've been very competitive in most of their games. I reckon we'll be okay, but I think Demons should get the job done quite comfortably. I'm going to tip Melbourne here by 37 points. Next up on Thursday, we have a doubleheader. First up, we have the traditional, as always, the Anzac Day clash, Essendon v Collingwood. Now look, this game never ever disappoints. Every time you tune in to watch it, it is nothing short of an absolute masterclass of the game of football. Both teams are coming off some really great wins last week. The Bombers tipped off the Crows in an absolute thriller over in Adelaide. As for the Magpies, they're starting to seem to get everything right on track right now. Came from behind a very good Port Adelaide side and absolutely thumped them. This game could go either way. But I just have a hunch right now that Collingwood they're hitting their straps. So I'm just going to tip the Pies here to get the job done. I can see this game being an absolute classic, don't get me wrong. Collingwood are just far too good right now. I reckon they'll just get the job done. On to our Thursday night game, we have GWS up against Brisbane. Now look, it's a bit weird having another game on Anzac Day in my opinion. I think that day should just be kept to Collingwood and Essendon. The Collingwood v Essendon game is always a blockbuster, so I don't see why we need another game of footy. But look, that's beyond me. The GWS Giants copped their first loss of the season this year last week up against a pretty good Carlton side, all things considered. But look, the Giants were in it practically the whole game, except in that last quarter they just fell off. But look, they've been up for a while now. They're expected to lose eventually. As for the Lions, they lost another game at the Gabba last week against the Cats. To be fair, the Cats just played the conditions a lot better. But, you shouldn't lose at the Gabba. That's been the fortress there for so long. And look, it is at Monica Oval. The Giants play pretty well there. I can't go past the Giants. I think the Giants should just do enough to get the job done. Moving on to our Friday night games, we have Port Adelaide up against St Kilda. Look, a couple of weeks ago, I would think, St Kilda has a chance. But the last couple of weeks, they've played some pretty shocking first halves of footy, not going to lie. They've just haven't rocked up. I don't know whether it's just teams have found them out right now with their defensive structure. I have no idea. They're not playing some great footy right now. As for the Power, they played a great first half of football against the Pies. The Pies just ran over the top of them in the end. We all know how good of a side Port Adelaide are at home, and with that home ground advantage, I just think the Power should just get the job done quite comfortably. I'm going to tip the Power here by 22 points. Moving on to our Saturday games. Starting us off, we have North Melbourne up against Adelaide. Now look, this one's a no-brainer really. Look, North Melbourne, they've been struggling all year. And it seems like with every game they play, they have just gotten worse and worse. But look, they are a rebuilding side, so cut them some slack. But as for the Crows, they were very unlucky not to get the win against the Bombers last week. They played some really good patches of footy there. They just need to bring it together for a full 4 quarters. They've shown, especially when they won against Carlton, that if they play 4 quarters, they can practically beat any side on their day. In reality, the Crows should get this done quite comfortably, but I think North will make this a good contest. So I'm going to tip the Crows here to get the job done by 32 points. Now this game is set up to be an absolute blockbuster. We've got the undefeated Geelong Cats going up against the red-hot Carlton Football Club. Now look, like I said, Geelong, they are undefeated right now. Haven't lost a game all year. They're in absolutely ripping form. And last week, they got the win against Brisbane and they didn't have to rely on Jeremy Cameron and Tom Hawkins. So that just shows that this Geelong youth, this core that they've got right now, is ready to go. They're ready to go. As for the Blues, look, we all know what to expect from Carlton now. This year, they've been extremely good at their contested footy, up forward, Curnow, Mackay. If no one gets a hand on them, they are going to kick bags on you all day. And this is where Geelong's going to lose their first game of the year. I just feel like Carlton right now, they're playing some pretty good footy, and I reckon they'll just find a way to get the job done over the Cats. I'm going to tip the Blues here in a close one, mind you, by 6 points. Moving on to our final Saturday game, we have Fremantle up against the Western Bulldogs. Now, look, it is at Optus Stadium. Fremantle, they do play really well there over at Optus. But, if you would tell me 2 weeks ago, Fremantle will get the job done quite easily. But just like St Kilda, the last couple of weeks, some cracks have shown in their game plan, and especially losing against West Coast out of all teams last week. Look, I know West Coast have played some pretty good footy the last couple of weeks, but you'd think where both teams are at right now, Fremantle should have mopped the floor with them. Coming up against a really red-hot Western Bulldogs side right now, they just mopped the floor with St Kilda the week before. Aaron Norton is on fire right now. Bontempelli's back at his best. They'll have Libba this week. I reckon this game could go either way, but this is a danger game for both sides. Whoever loses this game, finals could be a real issue for them to make. But I'm going to tip the Doggies. I think the Dogs will just do enough to get the job done. Moving on to our Sunday games, we have Gold Coast up against the West Coast Eagles. Now again, a couple of weeks ago, West Coast, they would have got smashed. But look, they probably still are going to get smashed, because in reality, the Suns, when they play up there in the Gold Coast, they play a great brand of footy up there. They've just seemed to turn their home ground right now into an absolute fortress up there on the Gold Coast for the Suns. And I think that's just going to continue. I reckon they'll just do whatever it takes just to get the 4 points. And I think the Suns should get the job done quite comfortably. I'm going to tip the Suns here by 45 points. And moving on to our final game of the round, we have Hawthorn up against Sydney. Now, look, the Hawks, they had a great win last week. Granted, it was against North Melbourne, so take with that what you will. But look, a win is good as anything. It helps keep the side motivated, and they'll probably take all that momentum from last week to take it up against the Swans this week. But in saying that, Sydney, they're a top 4 side. They're versing really a bottom 4 side. Sydney should get the job done quite comfortably. Now, the Swans have just got too much class at the moment. The likes of Heaney, Warner, Golden, Brody Grundy's playing really great there for the Swans as that ruckman. Yeah, just based off pure class, I think the Swans should get it done quite comfortably. I tip the Swans here to get the job done by 34 points. There you go. That is my round 7 tips for this week. And as always, guys, if you guys did end up enjoying the video, make sure you drop me a like, hit that subscribe button, share this video with your mates, comment down below. And yeah, I'll catch you all in the Game Day vlog later on this week. Cheers.